the Human Rights Defenders Protection Bill. Madam Speaker, I move this under Rule 55, 120, and 121 of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament. Whereas Article 79 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda empowers Parliament to make laws for peace, order, development, and good governance of Uganda. And whereas Article 94, 4B of the Constitution and the Rules 120 and 121 of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament recognizes a right of a member to move a private member's bill, aware that Chapter 4 of the Constitution of Uganda, 1995, provides a Bill of Rights which guarantees various rights and freedoms for persons in Uganda, including recognizing the existence and work of human rights defenders under Article 50, subsection 2 of the Constitution, and empowering them to bring action against violation of human rights and freedoms, recognizing that human rights defenders are persons or organizations that undertake to defend the rights of other people or group of persons, and may include registered organizations, lawyers, human rights activists, who usually perform a number of roles, including the following: A, pursuing legal avenues for seeking justice through casework, advice, and legal representation. B, bringing the public interest litigation against matters of general public interest. C, offering practical support to victims of human rights violations. D, documenting human rights abuse by collective evidence of human rights violations and raising awareness of human rights abuse through public campaigns in the media, online, and in their communities. Concerned that by the nature of their work, human rights defenders are often the target of coercive measures by government, security forces, businesses, armed forces, and at times, members of the community through misinformation, fabricated criminal charges, forced disappearance, imprisonment, torture, intrusion, intimidation, and unlawful restriction from the state and state organs, and are not recognized as a critical body of persons in the field of human rights protection to warrant special legal protection themselves. Further concerned that Article 50, subsection 2 of the Constitution, which would have protected human rights defenders from abuse, has never been fully operationalized through the enactment of a specific legislation prescribing and guaranteeing the rights and freedoms of human rights defenders, including regulating their activities and providing them with an effective remedy and clear enforcement mechanisms to seek redress and protect their work. Acknowledging that whereas the Parliament enacted the Human Rights Enforcement Act of 2019 to give effect to Article 50, subsection 4 of the Constitution, and to provide for the procedure of enforcing human rights under Chapter 4 of the Constitution, the Human Rights Enforcement Act does not apply to human rights defenders, since the rights in Chapter 4 do not apply to legal persons. Cognizant that of the growing significance of the role of human rights defenders and the growing cases of human rights violation, there is need to recognize the work of human rights defenders as an essential part and element in the protection of human rights in Uganda through the enactment of a specific legislation to effectively deal with the challenges they face. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this House grants me leave to introduce a private member's bill for an act entitled the Human Rights Defenders Protection Bill, a draft of which is hereto attached, and do order the publication of the said bill in preparation for its first reading. I beg to move, Madam Speaker. And here's the draft.
Are there seconders? Are there seconders to the bill? Okay, justification, very quickly. The seconder? Where is the seconder? Now, members, I put the question that the question be put. Those in favor say aye, the contrary no. Members, I put the question that the Honorable Komakech be granted leave of this House to go produce a private member's bill entitled the Human Rights Defenders Protection Bill 2020, and we order the publication for first reading. Those in favor say aye, the contrary no. Ayes have it.